Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I'm working on something a little bit different to bring to you, starting with this transmission today. I have my angel cup. Usually when I do these videos, I talk about the energy, or I just do a light language transmission. Moving forward now, I kind of want to make it a little bit more fun. I still have my oracle bottle caps, and I have not drawn those at all, I think, on YouTube. I use them mainly for Instagram lives. They're just kombucha bottle caps that had like all these sayings on them, and I would draw them just like I draw oracle cards and do readings for people. But I want to do a drawing of these for this light language transmission. And then the other thing that I'm going to bring in that's different is this is my new book, MOXIE ROSES. It's the book that I'm working with this month, because this month, at least for me with my guides, the theme is all about love and connection, and that's really it's really the theme of this book, which I wrote last year, I think. I started writing in 2017 and finished, put it down for a while and finished in 2018. So we're also going to do like a little oracle reading from the book. So pertaining to today's theme, I'm just going to like find a place in the book based on, you know, my intuitive guidance, and we'll read that and see how it pertains to today's message. The other thing we're working with today, not thing, but the other thing that's coming through for this transmission is the Hathors, and opening up our heart. So you would think that fear of persecution lie in the root chakra, which some of it does, but I just had a strange experience today that triggered that all over again. So we continue to release things that we can no longer hold in our energy field as we continue to ascend higher, and this fear of persecution just keeps coming up. And I listened to a light language clearing from Marlene Cronin, and I can link to that, her video, in my description down below, so you can see that. But it was releasing the bonds of slavery, and she talked about that people were not only slaves on Earth, people also were bound into slavery as starseeds in other star realms and so forth. And I had a big release from that video, and I felt it was from my starseed lineage, and my guides showed me that so the Syrian starseed lineage was something that was coming up to be cleared, and I needed to work with that. So we're going to be bringing in two things today: some Syrian light language for clearing that and raising our vibration. Anybody who's a starseed, you don't have to be a Syrian starseed, but you'll resonate with this. And then we're going to bring in the Hathors to do some heart clearing, because they're saying that this fear of persecution right now is stored a little bit in the root, but more in the heart. Like, our hearts were really hurt by all of this persecution, all of this derogatory things that were done to us and towards us. And while we don't want to focus on what those things were necessarily, I mean, we don't really need to know, then we can just focus on healing our hearts and bringing out anything from those lifetimes. If there was anything useful in those lifetimes, any learning, any experiences that would benefit us in this now, then we would want to bring those forward. So I'm going to start first. I don't normally record inside, but I've kind of been driven inside by multiple things. But I like to be inside a little bit because my tools are all inside. I can't carry a lot of tools while I'm outside. Where did it go? My heart rattle. Okay, so I made some chakra rattles, and this one is for clearing the heart chakra. So it is a pomegranate juice bottle, but the pomegranate is very linked to the heart chakra. It has a heart on it. It has two chambers. I see them as like two sides, just like a heart. And then I put some things inside that are related to heart medicine for me. Rice, which is like wedding rice, you know, kind of like love. Popcorn, or corn, which kind of when it's popped bursts open like a like love, you know, bursting open in your heart. I don't know what else is in here. A tree friend gave me some berries off of the tree, and they kind of hardened. I dried them, and they're in here as well. And then, of course, it was tuned with intention to the heart chakra. So what we're going to do to open up this transmission is I'm going to rattle us in to clear our energy. We're going to hear from what oracle messages our guides have to share with us today. So I'll open up and read a passage from the book, draw a bottle cap, and then we'll do the light language. So let me just get a drink of my lemon water. Okay, so let's rattle us in first of all. And this is something where you just want to kind of relax into it. Close your eyes if you're in a place where you can close your eyes. Oh, there's a little heart chime in here too. Oh, I forgot I put that in there. Okay, and just listen to the sound of the rattle as I rattle around you, and then we'll move on. Here we go. This little stone wants to come in into the session. So this is just a little piece of like pink granite or something I found outside on one of my morning walks. I'm finding all the best crystals now just outside on morning walks. I'm not purchasing any more crystals. And look, this one looks like a smile. So that wants to be in our transmission. Let's see. There's just not space for everything. So, let's see. With the Hathors, the Sirians, Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Haniel are here with us right now. And we're going to draw a bottle cap related to this transmission about releasing the bonds of fear of persecution. Oh, and we have two. So we got two bottle caps. So really just read these and kind of channel the message. So the first one is your best decision of the day, and the second one is goodness without guilt. So let me just see what we have to say about that. So your best decision of the day, they're saying, is when you chose to listen to this video and clear another layer. So this message is for all of us, myself included. Clear another layer that's holding you back from living your highest self. And the way to do this is to accept all the goodness in your life and not to feel guilty about it. And don't feel bad about the fact that you have these things that need to be cleared. It's not a bad thing. And also, there's some people that watch this video that have been doing healing and clearing on themselves for many years now, myself included. And they're saying sometimes we can feel guilty, like, I thought I already cleared this thing or this situation or this lifetime, and now it's back again to be cleared again. And you have this kind of guilty feeling like, well, didn't I do it right the first time? And our guides want to reassure us that there's nothing wrong with what you've done before. You did everything perfectly fine, but that healing, and many other healers you'll hear say this, is like peeling an onion, and you are ready for so much of it at a certain time. You can only clear so much. And then there still could be remnants of it living within one of your energetic bodies somewhere. And as you raise your vibration even higher, then you're able to clear even more of that out. And so that's why some of these things continue to keep coming back up again, where we're kind of like, I thought I already did this once before. So this is good. It's a good thing. I don't have any guilt about it. And we're only doing good for ourselves and those around us by continuing to clear these things and work with our healing. So next we're going to read a passage from the book. This is a book, if you're not familiar with it, just to read the description so you kind of understand where it's coming from. It says, what happens when a young girl is called to do the bidding of spirit at a spooky horse ranch? Moxie Montego works nights at a high-end Dallas strip club. Diego Escamillo, bartender turned ranch hand, brings Moxie to what is supposed to be a relaxing outing at Thunder Rose Ranch, run by Pamela Cartwright, her daughter Amber, and Edgar River Whitetail, a Native American healer and animal communicator. Why would a high-end stripper, gentle-souled bartender turned ranch hand, horse whisperer, and lonely socialite all be called together at Thunder Rose Ranch? Spirit has pulled them together to solve the mysteries of Thunder Rose, and the ghosts and spirits of the land have conspired to bring them together to complete a hero's journey that none of them could have imagined. In this first book of the Thunder Rose collection, a mysterious box promises hope and faith, while an ominous force called the Screech threatens the very core of humanity and all that is good trying to manifest in this world. So we're going to just intuitively go to a page and see what Spirit brings us to having to do with today's transmission. Which one do they want me to? I want to know which one they want me to read. Okay, so they want me to read all of this, which it kind of drops in the middle of like a lovemaking scenes. This is kind of interesting. So they're telling me to read this, so we're just going to read it. So they moaned and moved together to a rhythm all their own, and when they were done, they lay there spent as she sat on top of him. What do we do now? She said, laughing lightly. Girl, he said, looking up at the most beautiful girl he knew. If you only knew, he said, trailing off as he moved her off of him and entered her again, kissing her lightly as he ran his hands over her body. This time they finished together and lay there in complete stillness. I have no idea what came over me, she said, a little embarrassed, but I'm glad I did it. Promise me you'll stay today, he said, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Promise, she said, kissing him on the cheek. Now let's get dressed. It's freezing out here. And then we go on to Chapter 8, Drums and Roses. Back at the house, Pamela and Edgar made plans for the evening drum circle. She was very familiar with this process now and knew exactly what Edgar needed in terms of preparation. She didn't quite understand all the nuances of what he did, but she knew she always felt better and more alive after one of his rituals. As they planned around the evening, Moxie and Diego made their way back up to the main house. They stopped at the back gate and looked at each other. This doesn't change anything, you know, she said, looking away towards the trees. I'm still obligated to Diamond, and so are you, she said wistfully, wondering how she could free herself from this place, the Pink Lady, and start over again. She had so many questions and little to no answers at this point. She also had no idea what had happened to her the other night, and she was hoping it wouldn't happen again. So let's see what the message is that they want me to share regarding that. So that was an interesting place to drop in. So they're saying the lovemaking scene all had to do with heart opening. So that was the first time in the book that Moxie opened up her heart to Diego, who is somebody that she's known for a while and she's had feelings for, but she never really acted on those feelings because they're co-workers, and the rule where she works is that co-workers can't get together in that way. So that is the first scene where she decided to follow her heart. So these are messages here. They're not, it's not just reading from a book. And I'll share why in a minute. So this is the first time she decided to follow her heart and open up her heart to Diego. So the Hathor said that their light language is going to help us open up our heart to all types of love relationships. The drum circle scene, so they're preparing for a drum circle, the second part of what I read, and just talking about how spirit can come in and change things for the good if we will open our hearts and allow them. And I'm going to cry. This is a good message. If y'all open our hearts and just allow them in, which is what the Hathors are here to do today with this clearing. I just love how these all fit together. Sorry. It's not sorry, but when I write these books are channeled from my heart. They're not planned out writing. I just sit down and I do stream of consciousness and I bring in these characters, and I have a whole video on that I'm going to post up on YouTube of how I do my writing. But these books are all channeled from my heart and from spirit. I have no idea what I'm writing about when I write them. They just come out, and this book is really special to me. So anyway, it's just so funny we landed on that. So, alright, let me just compose myself for a minute. So, goodness without guilt and your best decision of the day, which are also messages to me. Okay, so let me get one more drink of water. I'm dry my tears. I'll link to that video down below too, about how I do my writing. It's all channeled fiction. Anyway, alright, you can hear about that in the other video if you're interested. But, okay. So first they said we're going to bring in the Syrian light language to clear these past lifetimes of persecution. They're saying that's any lifetime of persecution, be it on Earth or in another star realm somewhere. And then the Hathors will come in to do heart healing on our heart from that. Clear away anything else that's there that they're saying the dross, but just whatever doesn't need to be there, and then kind of just shine up that space a little bit. Okay, here we go. They want me to rattle in between. Break up that energy and see it, send it into the light. If you are having a release of the heart, just ask your angels or your guides to come down and take that from you. Some for you. Okay, so just take a deep breath. We're going to bring in the Hathors. This is very high vibrational. They both are, but you're really going to feel like a bright, shiny, happy space in your heart. They're saying if there's a crystal you want to work with today that you have on hand, or you can just take a picture of it online. That's what I do a lot. Like, I don't go buy crystals anymore, but if they tell me to work with a crystal, I just go to like Google and search for it, and I just take a picture. I just like screen print it or whatever, screenshot it on my phone and just put it as my background, and that's how I work with it. Or you can print it out or whatever. But pink tourmaline is what we've been guided to work with today after this video, if you have that or you want to work with that crystal. Okay, Hathors. That's activating the sacred heart, which is your high heart, and your hypothalamus and thymus. Did you want to do these? It just takes me a minute. They're so high vibe, it just takes me a minute to want to like open my eyes again. Whew. Okay. Alright. So, you may be feeling the same way, like, woo, I'm on cloud 9. I'm on cloud 9. And I'm sitting here staring at my rose bush because I have this rose bush. It wanted to be inside. It's like the most amazing rose. So if you want to work with a flower today, this is an Oklahoma hybrid tea. Wow, these are like oracle cards. Hey, I save all these and I pin them to the plants. I'm like, this is what I want you to look like your card. But this flower smells amazing. And it only bloomed like twice this whole season. But look, it dropped all its leaves because it had like a freak out towards the end of summer, and it dropped all its leaves because of the heat, even though it was inside. But it has one more. It's going to give me one more bloom. So it could work with red rose today. If you like this. Ooh, it's so pretty. Yeah, heart opening. So if you're into flower therapy, you can just focus on the image of the flower and it will give you the healing that you need. So let me see if there's anything else. Okay, that's it. So just to recap, goodness without guilt. So we did a good thing for ourselves today. We heard some heart opening from the book, MOXIE and Roses. And I can link to the description of that book if you're interested in knowing more about it. I'll put that down in the description below. And Pink tourmaline was our crystal, and roses was our flower. So I hope that helped you. I did feel a big opening and a clearing, and sometimes what happens is you may not feel it right away, but within the next 24 to 48 hours, you will have what I always call like a breakthrough kind of healing, and you'll just feel, if you don't feel it right away, like the effects sometimes have to build over a certain period of time, and within that 24 to 48 hour period, you will begin to feel lighter. You'll begin to feel those things releasing. So if they start coming up for you, just stay hydrated, get outside in nature, ask your angels and guides to help you clear that. You can call in Archangel Michael to help you cut the cords to any of those situations. But they're saying most of that work has already been done as you've been watching me, and now you just kind of have to relax into it and enjoy the good new feelings that are going to fill that space, rather than the fear and the doubt and anything else that's stuck with that persecutory, is that even a word? Persecutory. Sometimes they give me these words, I'm like, I don't know if that's a word. Persecutory energy. So anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and we will see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye.